"43 innocent lives taken in Beirut this past Thursday, and 129 more in Paris just a day later. Every day, innocent lives are taken across the world to unforgivable acts of terrorism, and there's no shortage of opinions being thrown across social media either. It's flooding your Facebook feed and your Twitter timeline, and you may have even changed your profile picture to include a French flag. Today, RUtv News talks to Ryerson students to find out what the word on the street is about terrorism and its reception on social media." How do you feel about the events that unfolded in Paris this past weekend?
I think they're tragic. I think you wouldn't think that anything like that could ever happen in Paris. So when that happens and all those people die, I think it's a big wake-up call.
I feel really sad and disappointed about what happened in Paris because not only did people lose their lives and they're innocent people, but because of the way the media reports things and because of the whole refugee situation, a lot of people are blaming it on the refugees.
So I think it's good. It sucks, but it's good at the same time. It sucks that it happened, but it's good that it brings awareness.
Why do you think the world seems to care more about Paris?
Because they're a first world city just like the rest of us, and we see ourselves in them, and that's what scares us.
It's a major city, and it gets a lot of tourism from around the world. It's very popular.
A lot of celebrities and pop culture is based out of France, and there's a lot of stuff that happens in France, like fashion and whatnot. So I think everyone has a sort of a connection to France.
Are you aware of any other attacks in the world?
Unfortunately, no.
No, I'm not. None at all.
I think something happened in Syria.
Vaguely. I searched up some on Pakistan.
I knew that there was a bombing in Baghdad and also another one in Lebanon, which I think are just equally as tragic.
Before Paris happened, it was Beirut and Iraq that happened that same week in Baghdad. So I was aware of both of them as soon as they happened.
What do you think about the French flag option on Facebook?
I think it's, I like it. It shows your support, but I noticed that a lot of people that have it don't really understand the situation as a whole.
I understand that they want to show their support, but it's a little sad that they also didn't acknowledge the things that are happening in other countries.
I think showing your support for Paris does not take away from how you feel about other places in the world.
To have to outright say make a comment about how it's unfair, I think it's a little disrespectful to the victims in the Paris attack.
People that kind of hated on it was just because they assumed that we didn't know what's going on, which isn't always true.
Do you feel safe here in Canada?
I'm not really sure.
I feel mostly safe. However, living in Toronto, which is the most populated city in Canada, I feel like if we were to be attacked, this would be a target.
You shouldn't worry about whether your nation is going to be attacked, but rather trying to help the nation that are in trouble.
I mean, I feel safe, but it's sad that when I went out today, I had a little bit of paranoia because I didn't know if people hate me because of the way I look or because of the religion I follow.
How do you feel about the backlash towards the Muslim community?
I think it's ignorant to say the least, bigotry. I'm surprised that stuff like this happens in Canada. We're such a diverse country.
This is exactly what the terrorists want, I think. They want people to backlash onto the Muslim community.
I think it could get worse, to be honest.
Does Islam promote violence?
Obviously not. No religion promotes violence.
No.
No.
Not at all.
I believe people promote violence.
Islam does not promote violence, and if it did, everyone would be dead by now.
Not at all. There's the difference between Muslim and Muslim extremists.
Especially if it relates to terrorism, the media tends to, say that it was a Muslim terrorist, and then a lot of people around the world that are also innocent face, hate from people for no reason, for something they didn't do.
It's important to know that terrorists can be anyone, not just someone wearing a hijab, not just someone wearing a turban.
These terrorists don't represent any kind of religion. They don't represent anyone besides themselves.
There's no relation to religion in this. They're just lunatics that are going out just killing people, beheading people for no absolute reason. So it's sad that Muslims even have to stand up for themselves and say that, hey, we're not terrorists. We should never have to do that.
Jessica Valeny, RUtv News.